Welcome back to Do Big City, everyone. And it's finally happened. After I've gotten about 106 requests in the last month about people wanting to see a war scene in my city, I finally did it. I did a mock-up of my city and made it a war zone for you guys. So all I used was the 501st and the 332nd troopers that I had. Let's take a closer look. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and like my content if you want to see more things like these or more city builds in the future. So the battlefield is holding up more towards the front, towards the border area. I barely touched anything from it towards the back of the city. That's because it will be too spread out this way. So what we got going on here is the war between the clone base, the Republic, and the Mandalorians finally started, and they came through. So starting from the back here, because that's my main focus on this whole battle, we got in the back here my custom-made M1 Abrams tank with reactive armor, where we have Maul and some of the US Marines with the Iowa National Guard that are fighting alongside the Mandalorians. With Bo-Katan and even Din Djarin and Grogu are here. All the figures have custom weapons, either from Brick Arms or Brick Tactical. So what's going on is that the Abraham is in a war with the ATTE. And then of course all the ground forces fighting each other. We got jetpacks in the air, heavy machine guns, we got all of it going on. I put all the barriers that they had in the city, the Jack Hedgehogs here. So from here we have the main counter-offensive going on, and then it splits up a little bit to the side here, where we have the 332nds trying to attempt an attack with heavy casualties, of course. Almost as bad as the main battle here. Got a few clones on the ground, few Mandalorians, one US Air Force Special Forces troop, and the Mandalorians are putting up a big resistance with the assistance of the tank. Well, we have the N-Law guns here, and of course the big 40 mic gun. I'll show you a little bit of what's going on. So when we go to the right here, we go to the National Park, where there is one of the Republic tanks in flames and ruins. That one already got hit immediately in the assault. And one of the clones is being carried away on the stretcher back there, while the rest is reinforcing the side assault. And then in the main assault back here with the ATTE, we got some of the troops attacking right up front here with heavy casualties as well, and one civilian vehicle got in the way that crashed and got destroyed as well. And then we have some small fighting scenes, like we got the snipers on the roof of here, and then also the counter snipers on those roofs next to the Palian system. Got some Mandalorian fighting off one clone trooper here, and the Mandalorian 1. And the ATTE going to take a shot at the Abrams, or maybe the Abrams is faster. We will find out. What do you think? Let me know in the comments who would win, Abrams tank or the ATTE. Because of course using so many clones in the city made the whole base look empty and scared. So I only used the 501st and the 332nd troopers. I didn't use any of my 1st battalion or my Mace Windu clones or the 212 of Obi-Wan. I just figured that would be too crowded, so I just used some of these troops here. Otherwise we would just have a big column of troops walking back there, and it wouldn't look natural having the amount of Mandalorians that LEGO only has compared to the amount of clones that we have. And I didn't want to have the battle just right here in the front. It would be just too narrow-headed. So it would be more fun to bring it over to the city. And there I would also have more space to spread everything out. So it's not just one big cluster. I thought about also putting some planes in the sky here. Just to have like the LAT fighting one of the Mandalorian gunships or so. But once I started wanting to do it, I noticed I do not have nearly enough clear pieces to stack on one another to make it look good. So I just decided to not to touch it and just go for ground-based warfare. And I will probably remove this afterwards and just put everything back in place, kind of like as a what-if scenario. Because I think as much as I love having the big battle going on in my city here, I think it's just too crowded and it would not interactly good with the rest of the city on the long term. So I'm gonna remove those all, put them all back soon. Probably gonna keep it up for a week or so here, just because I like to look at it. And the work to put all the figures and place them aiming at one another. But since I want to work in the future on building back the downtown area, make it, since my last vacation in Chicago, make like a Chicago district and put some high rises in it. And I think it would just not look good, especially all the figures that I'd removed from here. Yeah, that's the pile of minifigures and the tree that I had to remove from the city just to accommodate this one street of battle. And it takes so much space away from making little stories. But I hope you liked it. And if you have other requests or something people would like to see me to do, just let me know in the comments and I will maybe integrate things like this in the future more often. You have a good one.